First Lady Grace Coolidge kept a pet raccoon. The Coolidges found this raccoon on a trip to Missouri, and they were bringing it back to the White House to eat it for Thanksgiving, which is a weird thing to do in and of itself. But she refused to let them eat the raccoon and instead tamed it to be her pet, and she would take it around the White House on a leash. First Lady Louisa Adams was a well-known social recluse, and now that we know things about medicine, that's kind of sad because we believe that she suffered from clinical depression. But obviously that's not the weird part. The weird part is that she kept hundreds and hundreds of silkworms as pets and would use their silk to homespin her own clothes. First Lady Margaret Taylor was kind of weird, but only because she, barely existed. While her husband was away fighting in a war, she made a pact with God that if he returned her husband safely, that she would become like a social recluse and give up all the pleasures of modern society. And she upheld her end of the bargain, and basically was never seen in public again. First Lady Ida McKinley had a weird hobby, but now that we know more about medicine, this is also kind of a sad one. Ida McKinley suffered from epilepsy and therefore was somewhat reluctant to go to big White House social outings. So instead, she would stay home and knit slippers. Thousands and thousands of slippers. And I only wish that she existed in a timeline where obsessive-compulsive disorder was understood, because maybe she could have gotten some help. And finally, First Lady Mary Todd Lincoln was very weird for a number of reasons, but primarily because, as far as I know, she was the only First Lady to hold regular seances in the White House. I've talked about it on here before, but Abraham Lincoln's presidency really aligned with the height of the spiritualism movement in America, so when they tragically lost their son, she thought that the best way to grieve was to try and commune with his spirit, and they regularly brought psychics, mediums, and seance doers to the White House to try and contact his ghost. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, is also kind of sad.